welcome to Triple T Thursday on Shelly Saves Day. And so today I want to chat with y'all about a few things. Triple T, first of all, stands for tips, tricks, tutorials, all that goodness. So today we're going to chat a couple of things. And I was like, oh, we're just going to have to roll it all into one show. But one, we are going to be talking an introduction to multicam clip editing inside of Final Cut Pro. I know who is she, an actual tutorial. What? Yeah, so we're gonna do that. It's gonna be grand. It's gonna be a fun time. Then I'm hoping that will go quickly, and then we're gonna talk about some YouTube news, as well as an interesting topic that was originally alluded to a little bit when I was at Vid Summit. It's been coming out more and more recently about plagiarism on YouTube and how blatant it is, how there are no repercussions in certain instances. So we have a lot to chat about. So I'd love to know, how are you doing? What's new in your world? What's in your cup? Today, we're back to the original Tazo Awake English Breakfast black tea. I did brew it a while ago, but it's in one of those thermos type things that keeps it hot. So we're going to see how it went. But, yep, still burned myself. All right, so we are going to be chatting an intro into Final Cut Pro and multicam editing. Just before this live stream, I recorded maybe a 1-minute clip, and it's not that the clip is important, okay? It's that hopefully what we're getting into will be just demonstrated and illustrated in the point, okay? So don't judge me for my 1-minute clip. So the difference between a multicam editing clip versus interstitials of B-roll or something like that, a lot of the time you're going to be introducing B-roll or things that aren't just including your head, your talking head type of thing in your video. So it could be like when in a makeup video and you're going to the swatches, or you're going into a product unboxing versus your head, you know, and it's your hands opening up a box. So hopefully we're kind of straight on that. So like I said, you could always layer a lot of clips on top of each other and then kind of cut away to the ones that you want. And especially if you're in iMovie, when you only have, let's say, one overlay at a time that you can do, you might just end up doing your talking head and then maybe some interstitial B-roll of maybe you opening something. Let's say it was a phone or something. That would be a very common use case. The difference between a multicam clip is going to be that typically when this is happening, you are recording the clips at the same time, okay? So when you are recording all at the same time, maybe you're syncing audio, or maybe you're thinking about, you know, the more complicated it gets with the more cameras and audio type of things that you start to introduce. So you may be running audio separately through like a Zoom recorder. You may be recording audio separately via something else. You may have 3 or 4 cameras, and you know you're only going to take audio from mainly one camera with a microphone attached, something like that. It could be any of these things, but typically we're going to be talking about multiple angles of recording at the same time. Hopefully that makes sense. If it makes sense, give me a thumbs up that we are all kind of on the same page. Hey, Doug Hewson, great to see you. Thank you so much for listening while you're at work. I really appreciate you being here. Always lovely to see another friendly face. Hello to Pixel Pia. Wonderful to see you. I hope that your day and week are going fantastically. Thank you for popping in. And if you don't edit in Final Cut Pro, that's okay. We're going to talk about some other things later on in the show, but I figured it's been a little while since we've done just an actual tutorial on something. So let's do this. And this is by no means a very long tutorial, and we're not going to get into a whole bunch of little intricacies and stuff like that, but we are just going to get into a basic kind of understanding. So now that we've laid that groundwork down, like I said, I recorded a 1-minute clip. And this would be very much like you, like doing a cell phone unboxing. In this case, I did a fake little unboxing of this DJI microphone system. So it's not meant to be real, so don't listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, but mainly so the principle of it all. Hey, how's it going? Lovely to see you. Just all the places, TikTok, YouTube, look at you. Great to see you. All right, so let me switch over to my computer and hopefully I can share my screen with you and we will get started. So let me do a screen share here. And all right, so over here, let me see if I have to zoom out a little bit. So here is Final Cut Pro, all right? And so let me make myself a little bit smaller and out of the way here. So hopefully you can see here, maybe you can, maybe you can't. I have a new event, new project in here. It's called Multicam Tutorial. I have 3 different video clips. One is recorded off of the Pixel 7, one is recorded off the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, one is recorded off of the iPhone. The audio that I'm going to be using is from the Shure MV88 microphone attached to the iPhone video. So we'll get into that, but just giving you the lay of the land here. So we did this one with the little PGY Tech Mantis Pod Pro. Then we did this guy with like a little, I should have done this in full screen mode. That would have been helpful. One second. We've got another little holder like this, and then we have one more. I think it's on a switch pod. Yeah. Okay. And then I have one more on a switch pod. All right. So we have 3 different angles or 3 different video sources coming in here. Like I said, switch pod, this phone thing, I think it's UCOS, and then the Mantis Pod Pro. All right. So that's what we're working with. Let's get back into this here. So I have those 3 clips that I've now downloaded, and you can see they're individual little movie clips because of the little icon next to them that have video. So hopefully you can see that right there. So let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Poland Springs Water, thank you so much for sharing. So here we go. We've got this clip. This is coming from the Pixel. This clip right here. This is coming from the iPhone, and then this clip over here, which I don't know why it shows that in the preview, but this is coming from the Samsung. So you can see we've got product shot and we've got 2 talking head shots. This would be 2 separate angles, maybe whatever. This, like I said, don't judge the video clips themselves. So what we have here are the 3 different ones. And then in the main timeline down here at the bottom, there's nothing. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take those 3 separate clips and we're going to right click on them, and then we are going to, instead of a compound clip or anything like that, we are going to go to a new multicam clip. I don't know if you guys can see that because my head's in the way. Let me pop over here. So I wish I could show you like where it is. Hopefully there. So I'm going to right click on them. Okay. So, it thinks I want a multicam. I don't. So we're going to do this again. We are going to do a multicam clip. Now in here, I'm just going to leave it as generic here, and I'm going to use this little button here that says use audio for synchronization. So I'm just going to leave all of this as it is, and I'm going to hit OK. So you're going to see in the list over here, there becomes a new little file, it looks like, and it says untitled multicam clip because I didn't name it anything. Now, one thing that you may notice, it doesn't have the same icon. I don't know if you can even see that. I don't know if you can, but it looks like a little Windows icon with the 4 little corners. So, hey, Doc Rock, Adam's Exploits. It's great to see you. How are you? Look, I upgraded to 404 right before I went live, but I'll have you know how hard it was for me not to make some sort of wisecrack about like, oh, 404, couldn't find this version. And I figured like I didn't want to ruffle anyone's feathers and like have them be like, what? I'm confused. And I'm like, no, it was just a joke. Just a joke. But here we go. So you're going to see this little icon here that looks like a little Windows icon, and it says untitled multicam clip. So if I drag this down onto the timeline, here, you're going to see it doesn't really look like anything has changed. It just looks like, also, let me know if you can hear audio when I play it. Lights come on and there is one receiver. So I don't know if you guys can hear that, but if you were to scroll through the timeline, you're going to see it really just shows one clip. Okay. And you're like, what the heck? I want a multicam clip. This isn't doing what it's supposed to. This is where we have to go and change our view settings, and we're going to go into the view for the multicam angle. And this is why doing this inside of Final Cut Pro is so much fun. It's like auto magic, and I'm pretty sure it has the same type of thing inside of Adobe Premiere Pro, but because that isn't my main software of choice, I'm showing you in Final Cut Pro, okay? All right, so we are going to go up to, and there's a I think it's like Shift Command 7, but I always just go up to the view button in the upper right hand corner, and we're going to make sure that we show the, so Shift Command 7, we're going to show the angles. So now we have this, and you can see 3 different video sources or 3 different things because I have 3 different files that are part of this compound clip. Now, if by some chance you were doing, 7 cameras or 8 cameras or something like that, you can come up to the settings and you can change the display. Up to 16 angles you can do in a singular type of multicam clip. So you can go ahead and change that, and it will change the little thumbnails of what that looks like. Or if it's just 2, you could do 2, and then you'll have your kind of information here. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to 4 because I have at least 3, so 2 isn't really going to help me out here. Now, one thing you can see that happened is the pixel footage has blown out in the HDR. So one thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to double click on this multicam clip real quick. I think it should bring up my angle here. And it is the one obviously labeled PXL for pixel. Then I'm going to open up, this isn't the case with everything, but unfortunately HDR footage, this is just one of those weird fixes that you need to do inside of Final Cut Pro for some. So we're going to change this into the HLG 709 SDR, and then we should be able to keep going from here. So we're going to take this HDR tool, we're going to drop it right onto this clip. We're going to open up the settings window over here. I'm going to change this to, just make sure I have it, HLG to REC 709 SDR, and it should change my colors back. So that looks pretty good here. I'm going to close out this window. Now you can see it's not blown out as much. Right. I'm going to move myself over here into the opposite corner so you guys can take a peek at what I'm seeing over here. Get myself out of the way. So this window here is where I have all of my clips or my angles. It has tried to auto-magically sync up the clips based on the audio, and you'll see in here I did do a little clappy clap to try and give the audio something to hold on to. Over here on this corner, you can see that it zoomed out because you get the little icon over here, but I'm just going to go ahead and switch this real quick so you can see, and I'll also bring down just to 50% or something. That way you can see the output window. So yeah, you could have whatever sources, whatever video sources. You can have multiple audio sources. Good question. You hate Crapcast Xfinity. I know. Karen said, hi, Shelly. Oh, hi, Karen. Okay, so now everyone's on the same page. We've got 3 different video clips and they're all fixed, right? And then I'm just going to exit out of this so we can come back. And now we've got in the main timeline, you can just see the 1. And then over here, we got the playback window. So as we're looking at this, what we are going to do next, I think we can bring this over here so you can see it. What is in the main window over here on the right-hand side is going to be what the finished file would look like. But as we start to play through, you're going to be able to see all of the 3 different angles that are all recording simultaneously. So the magic of it is each one of these things is coordinating to like a hot button or a camera, right? So if you were to look, I don't know if you'll see it. Let me come over here to this window. See if you see it right down here, the little Windows icon. You can see the one is lit up, and that's in the upper yellow quadrant. And then if we click on this one, you would see it would switch, boom, to the blue quadrant. And then if I came down here, you're going to see they all have different colors. So I'm just going to delete that real quick because I think I made cuts. So another thing that we have to take a peek at is in the above the clips. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but up here there are 3 little icons. There's one where it says enable video and audio switching. The next one is just video switching, and then the last one is audio. So in this instance, like I said, I had the audio recorded through a separate microphone with the iPhone footage. So because the audio is going to sound a lot different from different phones, and because I wasn't using a microphone, I wouldn't want to switch between the one with the microphone and then one without, and then, something else. So for us, we want to do video switching, but we want the audio to always be the one coming from the iPhone. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense to everyone. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to try and change. So hold on, let me also come back to the beginning here. So we're going to come up here It's been a little while. Let me make sure I do this right. So first I want to make sure I'm on the one, which is the IMG 9532, which is the one for the iPhone. And then I am going to hit this audio one. Is that correct? And then, let me just make sure that's right. And then I want to make sure on the others that I hit the video button. Is that correct? Let me just make sure that's correct. If I said that incorrectly, I'll feel bad. Hold on. So on the yellow one, we want to make sure that it's only on video. On this one, we want to make sure that it has the icon for audio and video switching. Is that right? Why aren't you switching? Okay, did I do something wrong already? I'm gonna also delete this. Oops, delete that. I'm sure it's something simple that I just haven't even thought of. Let me just make sure. Over here in the IMG one, okay, I'm going to mute this one. And I am hopefully going to come back over here and hit the audio video switching. But it's not doing it. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Doc Rock, you know. What am I doing wrong? Let me just make sure. Oh, shoot. I thought I was helping. I don't want to change out that window. Oops. I'll come back over here. I'll come back over here. Okay. Now I want to make sure. Oh, there it is. So I click on the angle and I want it to be the, hopefully you see the little icon, the yellow one where it's going to be audio and video switching. So here we go. If I, let me make sure down on my play line that I expand this out. If you start to go through and play, I'm going to spare you the clapping and I'm just going to make sure that it's synced and we're going to hit there. And then I am going to come down here. All right. So now each one of those are going to be coordinated to, like I said, a specific angle. Now, if you have 4, like here, this is going to be whatever is listed here. This is number 1. This is number 2. This is number 3. And because I don't have number 4, there's nothing here, but it would be number 4. So as you start to go through, you can either click on the video of the one that you want to switch to, or you can use the number keys. So for example, obviously I'm probably going to want to start with where I'm talking to camera, which is going to be the iPhone, which is going to be number 2. So I'm going to hit number 2, which we're already on down on the timeline. In here, I did say at one point, like I'm pointing to the pixel, so we're going to want to switch to that. And then when I open up the camera case, we're going to want to switch to number 1. And this is how easy it is. So as we start to play it, all right, so now I'm talking to camera 1, and today I want to show you a demo of the DJI. So right about here, which is where I look down and I'm looking at it, I'm going to switch to number 1. So I'm just going to hit the number 1 key. So as I'm looking down, now we're switching to the DJI. So you can see if we go back in the play of the DJI microphone system. Now this is really cool, and I'm going to go ahead and open it here and show you what it looks like when you have it open. You're going to see that the lights come on and there is 1 receiver and 2 of these transmitters. Now so now I'm going to say that I'm going to start talking to another camera. I believe I'm saying that I'm talking to the Pixel. So I'm just going to come over here, and then because the Pixel is in the 3rd location, I'm just going to hit number 3. So now we should go ahead and switch over to this angle. Now for over here, for anyone who is looking, this is camera 2, which is the Pixel 7 Pro. I'm gonna come back over here. So now I'm gonna be switching to the iPhone. So hopefully you guys are getting this. This would be number 2, so we're gonna switch back over to number 2. Here, and this is the iPhone 13 Pro. And down here, and when I say down here, I'm gonna switch over to the Samsung, so I'm gonna hit number 1. On the video part of the item is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra 5G. So now, since I'm done with all of those introduction of cameras, I'm just going to come back over here to number 2, which is the iPhone, the main camera. That is a lot of things in the title. So now I just want to go ahead and show you how easy it is to switch between camera 1 that has the Shure MV88 Plus microphone attached, and then over here. And when I say over here, I'm talking to camera 3 or camera 2, but number 3. This is just the onboard audio from the Pixel. I'm lying. I'm not actually doing the audio switching. I'm keeping it with the with the iPhone, you guys get the idea. This camera here, it's camera 2. And then down here, when I go back to number 1, again, like I said, is going to be the Samsung Galaxy for the product shot. I'm going to go back to camera 2. Hopefully this works out as a good demo. Let's see if we can do this multicam clip inside of Final Cut Pro. I'm going to go ahead and end the clip there. So if we come back and we get rid of this view now, what you should have inside of this is going to be, we're going to go through it. I think it's only a minute long, so I'm going to do it and I'll play it double speed, but you're going to see that we switch now from camera angle to camera angle, and it should work as intended. So let me come down here and hit play. All right, so now I'm talking to camera 1, and today I want to show you a demo of the DJI microphone system. Now, this is really cool, and I'm going to go ahead and open it here and show you what it's like when you have it open. You're going to see that the lights come on, and there is one receiver and 2 of these transmitters. Now, for over here, for anyone who is looking, this is camera 2, which is the Pixel 7 Pro. Come over here, and this is the iPhone 13 Pro. And down here on the video part of the item is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra 5G. That is a lot of things in the title. So now I'm just going to go ahead and check out how easy it is to switch between camera 1 that has the Shure MV88 Plus microphone attached, and then over here, this is just the onboard audio from the Pixel, this camera 2, and then down here, again, like I said, it's going to be a Samsung Galaxy for the product shot. Hopefully, this works out as a good demo. Let's see if we can use the multicam clip inside. Okay, so I messed that up. It actually did switch the audio because you can only see the audio peaks, that it is lower. So that was my bad in not making sure that the audio was on the correct one. But generally, you get the idea. That's how easy it is to do the multicam clip. Let me just verify that that is correct. When I'm coming down here, it does. Yeah, it looks like it's switching to the Samsung one. So you could either go in here and mute, or I obviously did something incorrectly in the setup. But yeah, that's how you work multicam clips. You can see it's not as complicated as you think. And once you know more of what you're doing, or you could also, if you knew it was going to be the iPhone one, you could also detach the audio and run that as a separate thing and do that. Okay, so let's do as I say, not as I do, because obviously I screwed that up, but I didn't mean to. But you get it. Can we get a round of applause for trying to do that live? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So hopefully that is, I mean, it's a brief interview or overview, an introduction into multicam editing. Like I said, you can do up to like 16 angles, and I feel like you're in the control booth of like a major TV show. You're like camera 1, camera 2, camera 1. So this can help you out quite a bit, especially if you're doing stuff like unboxings and multiple things where it is being recorded real time and you really just want to switch. Kind of like in Ecamm when you're like switching from like camera sources. This is kind of like that if you're not doing it, you know, live with the switching and you want to do it in editing. There you go. And especially now that you have the multicam or like the isolated video tracks, what you could do is have a camera A, camera B, record them down, and then interstitial later as well. So, hey, oh, Discord coach, how's it going? Great to see you. Keely, how are you? Yeah. Oh, Doc Rock says that he uses number keys to switch. Yeah. It's way easier with number keys. So absolutely. Great for podcast edits. Yes. And in fact, I know that, I don't know if you guys have been playing around with it, but Ecamm now has a thing where you finish recording and it says you can send it straight to Descript, which I thought was a cool integration. And Descript, I was playing around with it. They have a multicam editing switching that is auto magic, where similar to like a recording in Zoom where you have like active speaker gets recorded. Once you feed in the recording into Descript, you can hit basically like show on screen who's speaking after you kind of assign the audio tracks to the people like with names. It will kind of auto-magically switch. I haven't yet played around enough with it to kind of figure out how not to switch if you don't want it to, but I thought that was pretty darn cool. Now you can send the file directly off to Descript. You could do that kind of thing. There you go. Don't I have not forgotten. I still am going to do, maybe we'll do it next week or as the members only one, where I take you through the workflow of stripping apart someone's, you know, long form video and then creating a short or like a vertical video or something, and then putting it into Descript, generating the captions, adding on the GIFs or GIFs. Let's take a poll. Are you team GIF? Put a gift emoji. Are you team GIF? Put a giraffe emoji like that. Giraffe. Oh, Alfredoistic, how are you? Great to see you too. You have to select the audio first before cutting. You select that in the blue icon at the left corner. Yeah, you know what? I knew I screwed up something because I was like, I know you're supposed to click it and then say which one it is, or you can assign the audio track. Like I said, the pressure of doing it live. I don't do multicam a lot. I would like to in the future, but see, everyone can screw up. It's fine, y'all. It's fine. I was like, I knew I messed up something at the beginning, but there you go. Great to see you though. And yeah, if you're in Ecamm, you can do the multiple video tracks now, the isolated kind of stuff, and then send it off into script or play with it in Final Cut Pro. So, your gift, not like the peanut butter. And Pixelpia is Team Giraffe, and Adam's Exploits is like the giraffe or peanut butter. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, awesome. So we are going to do a tutorial or just an overview on how we do that, how we insert the GIFs or the little stickers and that kind of thing. So that'll be a fun video. Now we're going to talk about two different things. Number one, really quickly, we're just going to kind of scoot over this, is that we had some major news today where Susan Wojcicki has announced that she's retiring as the head of YouTube, and Neil Mohan, who was previously the VP, is now going to be the new Susan Wojcicki. So, I mean, this is after 25 years of being at Google and all that, like being like their fourth employee, something like that. So I know some people are a little bit worried about what does the changing of the guard mean. I think because of he was so heavily invested in the music bring over and the moving stuff forward, I don't think it's necessarily going to be bad, but it is a shame because it's nice to still see sometimes women in these positions of power, and you know, it's just fewer and farther in between. So there's that. I'm sad to see her go. I think that she's done a lot for creators over the years. I am curious to see what happens in the future. The other thing that I wanted to chat with, I would love to know if you have thoughts, feelings, opinions on the changing of the guard, any predictions you might think are coming down put them in the little chitty chatters. Okay. The second thing I want to talk to you about, like I said, this started from a conversation that I kind of saw / overheard on stage at Vid Summit. I know it went to a Colin and Samir podcast, and I know that even at the Streamy Awards maybe that Eric was hosting, and Eric, who is also a guest speaker at Vid Summit, kind of joked about this a little bit as well, and actually called out one of the people by name, and that is YouTube plagiarism. And we're not just talking about like the people who take your idea and then put a spin on it and then kind of like come up with something new. We are talking about like line for line, word for word, shot by shot recreations of said video and said thumbnail. So it's interesting because some of the examples that have been brought about, especially by the person that Eric called out at the Streamy Awards, was it's quite blatant. It seems to have gone back apparently since like 2014. There are already different tweets and stuff surfacing about this person, how they just always stole from Tumblr and Vine and all this stuff from other artists, right? And so now, and this is not a small creator, he's got like 14 or 20 million, right? 20 million, something like that. And there was one, Ryan Trahan actually was talking about, he's like, this bummed me out pretty hard because it's one thing to be inspired, but it's another to shot for shot go through and word for word take my video and then recreate it and put it out. He's like, so I understand there's also like, if you're a musician, you make a song and then all the people cover it. Maybe they put a spin on it, maybe they don't, but it's still a copy of someone else's work, let's say. Then if you, and he's like, and I understand that ideas are not necessarily original because ideas are always coming from conversations with others or things you've seen and been influenced by. And so is there even original thought these days? So that's one thing. But when you take the entire video and we just copy the entire thing, all of a sudden it becomes more of a problem because, and Keith Lee spoke about this a little bit, and I'm going to try and correlate and tie this together. So if you don't know Keith Lee, he's a big food critic in the Las Vegas area. And one of the things that he'll do is he'll try food from a restaurant. He buys it with his own money. He rates it 1 through 10. And a lot of the times, some struggling restaurants will end up getting a huge influx of new customers and business because he has such a massive platform and reach. And in fact, Mr. Beast reached out to him to say, hey, let's collab and you should try some of my chocolate bars. And Keith responded with, okay, we'll do an entire series. We'll test chocolate bars if we find a struggling restaurant in Vegas and help them not be a struggling restaurant in Vegas. And so he was able to help negotiate this thing. So one of the things that happened is that he saw a video from a smaller creator, and he's like, it's not even that she's smaller, it's that they just don't have as big a platform as he does, which isn't hard because he's got like 13 million, right? So almost everyone is smaller than him. But he's like, so I saw a video from a creator, and they said, try this at this restaurant. And he's like, so I tried it. And the only reason I tried it was because they suggested it. I did it. I made the video saying in the video that I got this idea from this person, this other video. And then the restaurant saw the video and then reached out to him as the creator to like offer him a brand deal or merch or all this stuff. And he's like, but you didn't reach out to the person who I said I got the idea from. That's the only reason I know about this. Why aren't you reaching out to them? But it's happened twice with 2 different restaurants where the companies are like, oh my gosh, Keith Lee, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And he's like, hey, but it was because of these people that said something, which is the only reason that I did the video, which is the only reason you know me, right? And you're trying to capitalize on me, but you're forgetting the people that I got it from. So that's an example of like a creator trying to do good and right by other creators and give some due credit. This other example is where even the creator himself, let's say Ryan Trahan, was like, didn't make me feel good that this person took my video word for word, put no spin on it, and did like the same thumbnail, and then got millions. I think it has 4.5 million views on this YouTube short. And so he's like, that doesn't make you feel good. And the thing is, for this one creator, it's been a serialized plagiarism problem going back almost 10 years. And so what happens when someone who sees that video doesn't know that Ryan Trahan did the video first, puts out the video, and this creator that copied is getting millions upon millions of views and, you know, brand deals and money and merch and all this kind of stuff that's happening because of stolen intellectual property from other people. Do we feel bad for them? Do we think that words and video concepts can be copyrighted, should be copyrighted? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. But also then Eric was then hosting the streamies, called this person out and said, hey, you were voted most likely to copy and steal my thumbnail. And it's probably one of the first times where someone blatantly kind of like to their face was kind of like, dude, you're a problem, but like in a joking way, because hosts always get to roast people. But a lot of the times with roasts, there's a smidgen or more of truth, which is usually the case. What happens? Like, why do they keep asking Ricky Gervais to to host things when he knows he's going to roast people? But most of the time it's true. So, you know, is there a point where also YouTube would ever step in and be like, hey, you know what's really weird? All the thumbnail concepts, all the thumbnail elements are exactly the same. Could you file for intellectual property or copyright for that? What about if we're able to transcribe words, which we are, if you think about it, whether you uploaded a transcript or an SRT file, whether you relied on YouTube, who's obviously, you know, combing through the words and frame by frame. If it is in a system, and Colin Samir talked about this, if they were in a system where it's a 95%, 96% word match, word for word, as this person was saying that this creator had stolen from him word for word, and it's quite blatant. If you had a 96% match, could you go after them for plagiarism of your own written words because you wrote your script, you came up with the idea, you executed it, someone took it word for word? And what's even worse is what happens when you keep profiting and keep getting larger and growing from all of these things that you've stolen from other people, right? Because maybe the fans might call you out, but it's not until the other creators start calling you out, right? Where does it become a problem? Do you even care if it's a problem? you know? And I felt really bad because let's say Ryan did this and let's say his video got 2 million views, hypothetically. And the person who stole the concept, stole the idea, stole the script, basically, and the storyboarding, let's say they got 20 million views in a brand deal and something else, just like Keith Lee, right? Or something. Where is the return in equity from, oh, I stole everything from this other creator, right? And where do you draw that line? Just like you have some of these Russian channels that will frame by frame and thumbnail by thumbnail steal systematically from creators like Mr. Beast. And why did they do it? Because they want the same results as these big creators. They see these big creators get millions upon millions of views. They get all kinds of brand deals and merchandising things. They get all kinds of rewards. And there is no real system of punishment in place for these blatant copycats. So why wouldn't some of these people continue? Because they just sit there and profit even if people are disgruntled. So I understand someone like Mr. Beast or someone may not want to go sue these people, but it then continually sends this message that it's okay to steal from other creators because, oh, well, tons of people do this and they don't get sued, or, you know, and I'm like, they're just busy working on their next video, but I'm sure they don't like it, you know. And Colin and Samir had actually talked about how in the very beginning, they tried to copy very, very similarly Casey Neistat type stuff. And he's like, I'm sure Casey might even see some of that stuff and be like, it doesn't make me feel good that people, and he's a prime example because, you know, a lot of the time lapses, and he has a very specific style. And so when he starts to do stuff like that and then everyone does it and copies him, it's like, that was my thing, right? And I understand that there aren't any original ideas anymore, but like, couldn't you take it and put a spin on it? So technically, I do tons of cover songs on Sundays and do sad songs on Sunday. So I take any song, happy, whatever, and I make it sad and I slow it down. I do, but that's me still putting a twist on something versus performing it exactly the same versus like these tribute bands that make money off of dressing. If you were to think about the Ariana Grande lookalike, you know, where Ariana Grande finally had to be like, yeah, I think it's weird that she talks like me, she dresses like me, she acts like me, and she's not me. Like that's weird once you start like making money off of being like someone else or emulating or straight up copying. And then finally the girl was like, oh, I don't like her very much now anymore because she called you out because of what you're doing, because people got confused and didn't know if it was you or her. And on top of that, now we have to deal with AI and deep fakes. If you guys haven't seen the new Joe Rogan type of thing where he's possibly, you know, shilling these vitamins that you buy on Amazon, except he never actually said any of those words. It was all deep fake AI generated stuff. And so if you're Joe Rogan, how do you get it taken down? How do you then like be like, hey, what if I happen to sell millions of this? Maybe it is a product that he believes in, but he got cut out of any of the deals or affiliate money. Or if it's a product you don't believe in at all, and now all of a sudden your own viewers are mad at you for pushing this product. And he's like, I wasn't even there. I didn't even say these things. We have so many things on the horizon of the creator economy and stuff around being a creator that we haven't even like gotten into yet. Let me come over here and see what you guys are saying. So, if I hear someone say "imbiggen," I'm finally not. You know what? I have said "imbiggen." I've said it in several of my live streams. In fact, people could attest to it. You better not catch me up. You better not sue me. But I give you credit. I do. And I say, "Where's Doc Ock?" Okay, maybe the drama channels can call them out. I don't know if they even care. You know. Now I want to see the two videos like MJ and the popcorn. Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because if you go look at the Colin and Samir Creator Question Answered podcast, it was one of the most recent episodes and they actually play the beginning like 15 seconds of both videos and it's exactly the same. But there was a different video that I was watching from, I don't know if it was a drama channel or if it was something else, but they had tons of examples of this creator being called out of how they've stolen other people's videos. So let me show you here. This was not my videos. Where is my... Okay, so the creator support video, it's the channel is called Creator Support, but the video is called The Problem with YouTube. And it's talking about the plagiarism issue. And this was, released today. So it was like 12 hours ago. So that's the latest one, I believe, on the Creator Support channel. Then this one, the Asher Show, and he did this a month ago. The video is titled, "This is YouTube's biggest content thief," and it includes the person that we're talking about with lots of examples. So if you want to take a look at any of those videos, yes. Yeah, it is word for word, shot for shot. So like at the very 15 seconds where it's like, it is the same words, it's pretty much the same graphics, it's pretty much the same tone, pacing. Like I said, is that copywritten? Like, could it be? Could you copyright your own scripts? One doesn't know, right? Casey was teaching us his style so he could, but he didn't teach at the very beginning. He was demonstrating at the beginning, and it wasn't until last year where he finally created the course, right? And it was more about storytelling than anything else, but I hate seeing people do the Peter McKinnon, "What's up, everybody?" Yeah, I know, right? I can't do it like how he does it. So that's the only reason I probably hadn't stolen it from him, because I can't do the, yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. But yeah, it's an interesting concept. I'm just going to check something really quickly. It says there's managing moderators can support your channel in even more ways. Introducing managing moderators. They have the same capabilities as standard moderators, but in addition, they can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live. Okay, cool. That's new. Hey, so it says there are, like a dozen people watching, and there's only 6 thumbs up on this. 7, because I just liked my own video. Where are you at with gently booping the like button? Okay, people? Come on. Do we have thoughts and opinions on this? I would love to hear what you guys have to say, guys and gals. If you want to see, even because it was Ryan Trahan asking the question, but then they turned it around on him and asked, "What do you think about it?" And so you can hear it straight from his mouth as well. And so if you want to see that, and then the Asher Show, like I said, for this is YouTube's biggest content thief. He goes more into the history of that particular creator and kind of giving lots of examples. So it is kind of disheartening, let's say, when you're creating all this original content, and then even maybe someone like a big creator comes along and just steals it and ends up doing really, really well. But like, it's even worse, like when it's like, some creator with like 15 million subscribers. So, Paul should make that video, Keely. You're cool. You have my permission. We had tacos. Yeah, see? Exactly. Feed a man some tacos, you can steal them big and all over the place. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Mine says 10. Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. Awesome. Homework. Stealing. I mean, this has long been a whole thing, right? Whether it was cover music, but a lot of the time it wasn't just people then putting their own twist on it. It was just people taking the music, let's say, in the rise of Napster and stuff and LimeWire. I'm aging myself, right? When you were taking people's stuff. But then if you think about it, when you started taking people's stuff, like Getty Images all of a sudden, who then had the monopoly on images, all of a sudden those were all copywritten, right? Even to the point where the people who were in the photos couldn't repost them without actually getting in trouble. But then what is the next evolution of copyright and or trademark infringement? Because can we take our words and copyright them? You can if you're a music artist, right? Because you have the composition credits and you have lyrics and melody that are all copywritten, and they have their own rights system. So I can get hit for melody, I can get hit for copyright. If you take a television show or you take a movie and you try and clip it, even if it includes audio and video, all of a sudden that gets into this thing too, right? Where you're taking snippets of someone's, but when you take it, you don't put any twist on it, and you just recreate it shot for shot, word for word. Where does that fall in terms of copyright and in terms of protection against the person who originally created it. That's what I'm wondering, if we're going to get to the point where in the future, say Mr. Beast did Squid Games, could he copyright the idea? I mean, like, he stole that already from Squid Games, but like his video or the Willy Wonka thing, like, where is that line? Where does it come out? Like, I'm just curious. I know someone that did that when he was about 17, just saying, they shall remain nameless. Whoa, face blue, wide eyes. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to go look in the emojis, but I just want you to see what I'm seeing. It says face blue, wide eyes. So video should be protected the same way as other media, right? Because all of a sudden, could you get rights as a script writer for someone who created a script for a YouTube video? Are words and compositions going to be copywritten the same way that lyrics inside of the music industry are? Where does it go? Where does it end? I don't know. So we have a few minutes here. Again, let me know what you're sipping on, and we can just chat for the last, 10, 15 minutes. You let me know if there's any burning subjects in your mind that you want to chat about. Let me know. That would be IP rather than copyright. Interesting, man. The emoji looks like something from Sesame Street. Okay, wait, let me go pull it up. Let me see, what's it look like? Let me see if I can do the chat, pull it up. Cookie Monster knockoff icon. Oh, wow. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, you guys can't. I don't know if you can see it. Look at that. That's so cool. The little blue-faced emoji. That's so cool. All right. I like it. Kind of Cookie Monsters. Yes. If I make a movie, you can't just steal it for a video. I know, right? Wait, it says face blue eyes again, so let me go see. Oh, wait. Arlinda Manalog has two, I don't know what it's going to pop up as two little high five, like red ones. So let me show you what it looks like. Do the five. Do the five. I love it. I love it. This is awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. It's so much fun to have you guys here every Thursday with me, hanging out, chatting. I hope that I was able to teach you guys something, even if it was how to do it wrong. Maybe it was the how to help lessen the HDR blown out effect in Final Cut Pro. Maybe it wasn't using hotkeys in the multicam thing. One never knows. Maybe it was just letting you know Susan Wojcicki is retiring. So many things. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly, but I think I'm close. I think I'm pretty close. Okay. Sheila, my people, great to see you. How are you? Even if it was to just show you that I have 3 different little camera phone mounts to take that little video. Can I get a round of applause though for being prepared enough to record those 1-minute clips for this tutorial before we got live? I mean, that usually never happens. Preparation, who is she? Excuse me? Foresight? Advanced planning? Knowing what one was going to talk about? I mean, who is she? Whew. Mistakes are great teaching tools. See, the teacher in you is always just like, you know how to make me feel better. You knew how to make me feel better. I screwed up the tutorial. No. It was a learning experience that we all got to experience together. So I appreciate you all for being here with me. Let me see if I can find those videos. Maybe I can link them in the description. That's a good question. Let me see here. I don't know if you've seen it, but I posted a photo or a video. I lied. It was a TikTok. I posted a TikTok where it shows Cooper because he had dental surgery and he has like all of his teeth gone except for one. He has one little snaggletooth left. And because his teeth are no longer holding his tongue in his mouth, he has a little derpy tongue that kind of like sticks out the side. It's the cutest thing ever. I love it. But his little face gets so messy because now he can only have wet food for the rest of his life, is what they told us on our way out. By the way, that's a thing now. I was like, ooh, better go get more. And so his little tongue hangs out, and I think it's the cutest little thing. I got his little derpy tongue, and he's the cutest. But I think they're on their dog bed. Let me see. Hi. Wow, they didn't even look up. Wow. Hi. Hi. Would you? 1 second. Let me here. Let me show you this real quick. I'll be right back. You're such a good boy. Are you having a nice nap? Did I interrupt you? Okay. The anticipation is killing everyone, right? Okay, wait. Okay. Which one? Should we show off the little one? Oh, okay. You have things to say. Okay. He has a cough. He has a really bad cough. But he's had it forever. Okay, wait. Here's Casey. Oh, wait. Where's your leg? There we go. Say hello to everybody. Hello. Can you hear me now? There she goes. She's bored of my shenanigans already. She just woke up from her nap. Oh, baby, you're so cute. Okay, I'm going to put you down. We're going to show off your brother. Oh, good girl. You're such a big girl. Okay, hold on. Okay. You know what's funny is I've been thinking about doing either Farmer's Dog or Nom Nom. I've been inundated, seems, recently with ads on like Facebook and other places. Okay, buddy. Should we show him your little derpy tongue? Ready? Here we go. Oh, there's a good boy. Here we go. Where is it? There it is. There's your little derpy. Are you hiding it from the peoples? But they want to see it. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, buddy. I know. Oh, okay. We'll go this way. Okay. There it is. What are you actually putting it inside your mouth? Wow. Look at that. To get him to hold his tongue inside his mouth, all I gotta do is threaten to put him on camera. Which is weird, though, because I put him on camera during my Twitch streams, and his little tongue hangs right out. So, my parents' dog has a tongue opening and wild dog sitting. My stream got blacked out showing an NCAA clip. I welcomed puppy back with a puppy. Aww. Yes, no, would definitely do it. Yes, do it. Got me. Did you just drool on me? Why is my arm wet? Like, I'm not being accusatory, but it wasn't wet before I held you up. Just gonna put that out there. It's not easy when you're used to working in pixel software. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. That's so nice. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. I'm sure Coop would love it. Anytime you say chicken, oh boy, he's all about it. We've tried all kinds. We've been trying like the science diet. We tried Caesar. We tried something from Costco, Kirkland Signatures. Like, we've been trying all kinds of fun goodies. So there's all that. You're such a good boy. All right. Well, y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to go feed them dinner and work on dinner for myself. Hope you learned something and you got to hang out with some cool people, because there's only cool people that come through this chat. and I will see all of you in a video very, very soon. We're going to be talking about Descript and how to use it and all that kind of goodness. So I will catch you guys on the flip side. Hope you guys have a really great day. Have a great night, guys. See you soon.